How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with another first impressions video, and we have a traditional, not only any traditional, but a custom made Balistreri. Oh man, I have to. It's an Italian custom maker, and it's let me see. Because my site isn't as used to be. Balistreri. I follow him on Instagram, and man, does he have some beautiful, beautiful pieces. Now, but let's talk about some things that I love and some things that I just don't. Shall we? Now, remember, I'm not an expert on traditionals. I really love traditionals, from a Rough Rider to a Peña, to a Balistreri, to a Jack Wolf. Some of my favorites, and of course, my two favorites are Jack Wolf and GECs. So, let's talk about this knife, but first let's go to specs. The measurement on this guy is 6 and a quarter. The blade is, the edge is at 2.5, and the blade full length is at 2 3/4. Closed is at almost 4 inches of length. Now, the pull on this thing is 8.5 or so, 8.5, perhaps even a 9. I can't use the nail fuller. I forgot this thing. Let's see if it comes back to me. But as you can hear, I have to go to the tip to try to pinch it and open it. But let's see. Let's weight this guy. I'm not gonna close it because it's hard to open, and gotta take into consideration the lanyard, though it's not heavy, but 2.98 ounces. This is not my knife. This was lent in to the channel, and so that's why I can't take off the lanyard. Inches. Let's check out the stock thickness. 110 thousandths or 100 thousandths. There we go. And behind the edge, about 20 thousandths behind the edge, so not very thin. We have a what is this? This is a lamb's foot, a sheep's foot, Warncliffe. I still gotta learn a lot of things about traditionals and their patterns, but anyways, let's compare it to the Victorinox Huntsman. So you can see it's about the same size. Let's see right there. It's exactly the same size as a Huntsman. There's the US quarter, and here's the Sharpie. Let's go with the rat number 2 and the rat number 1. And as you can see, well, there it is. I think sizes speak for themselves, and that's just how a traditional is. Check out that thickness, that blade, that handle thickness. I'm wondering what I have at hand. Here's the bug out and the PM2. Let me see if I have something smaller. I do have another, but I don't want to close and open that one because that's also so, the pull on that thing is, on a bulker, is so difficult. But I do have this. This is the Little Bro from Jack Wolf Knives. And what else? Let's take out the Warncliffe. There we go. And why not? Since we have the three, the sharpshooter. And there we have the whole family. So you can see the size being the sharpshooter being the longest, just by a tiny bit, and then the Warncliffe, and then the Little Bro and the Balistreri are about the same size. Let's take a look at the upper view. Let's get in closer. Check that out. What a good image, isn't it? Well, I'm gonna leave those two in there since they're about the same size. And as you can see, the handle thickness on the custom is much thicker. And that is because, let me put this away, and that is because it has G10 red liners, which look fantastic. I think this is micarta. I'm pretty sure it's micarta. It doesn't look like resin. It could be, but it's micarta. And instead of pins, where is my Uhlers? Give me a second, guys, because I want to make sure those don't look like pins. They look like screws, and they are screws. Let me see if you can appreciate it. There, these are 3 different screws, and that hold together the knife. Let's get into it. Carbon fiber with bronze or goldish accents. I love it. I love it. The shield is just like a highway shield. As I recall, the work on the spring, take a look at that. It's beautiful. This knife is beautiful all around. Just gorgeous. Even the even the lanyard. I mean, it has a place for a lanyard, so that's very useful because I really enjoy carrying my traditionals. And if you don't have a slippy, then the best thing you can have is a lanyard, so you can have it hanging out the pocket and just pull it and pull the knife out. Now, there are a few things that it's just difficult for me about this knife. Aesthetically speaking, I love it. I love everything about it. The jimping is done right, the size, the thickness, the details on it, the transitions between one material and the other are seamless. So it's just really, really well made. The materials are, what a combination, I think, of great tasting in combination. The work on the spring looks good. I don't know if that is, I read somewhere that some crowned spines or crowned springs are made in such way to hide certain defects or details. So I'm not sure about that. I'd love to hear your comments about it if you know. But I do think the tension on this is just way too, this is a nail breaker, absolutely. Nail nick, there we go. I remembered the nail nick. The nail nick is just basically useless, at least for me. I gotta go because it hurts. It hurts as I try to open it. I gotta go and pinch the very tip and grab it really hard so I can open it. So the pull on this, I think, must be an 8.5, perhaps even a 9. Love the blade shape. The price, this is an expensive slip joint. It's around, from what I was told, around 500 euros, and the steel is 440. So that is, that just, how do you say? That was the downside for me. It is beautiful. I appreciate the work, the handwork. I appreciate the design and the materials and the taste. But 440 and with that pool, and check this out. Let me point at it. Can you see that right there? So this tip there, you can see it better like that. This tip like that is sticking out makes it difficult to sharpen. So that's something that has to be removed, reduced. But and yeah, I understand about customs. Check out that carbon fiber, and it's like a Damascus carbon fiber. And just the work on it is gorgeous. Another thing I didn't kind of like, right here, there it is. It's right there. This is a bit sharp. This part of the liner, of the steel liner, this is a bit, just needed, a small polish, something small, but it is a bit sharp, and when you feel it, it kind of bothers you. There you can feel the transition right there. These are nitpicks, but when we're talking about that kind of money, and when we're talking about customs and thinking of other knives and all, at least I'm trying to nitpick, and I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to take into consideration everything. Is it worth it? I think that will be up to you. I love the presentation. I love the pattern, just the aesthetics, the materials. I'm not convinced about this price and that tension. Even the lanyard is cool. Look at that. There's that carbon fiber again. So I think it's a bit pricey. That's my strongest nitpick about it. Other than that, it's a beautiful, beautiful knife. I really, really like it. I wish he had used a different steel, and the spring tension was just a bit less. I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna do the Spanish video in opening and closing. It's kind of difficult. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Professor EDC out.